Hello, everyone, and now I just finished watching Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It was so good. That movie is so good. Honestly, I'm just going to say it. It's easily already one of my favorite superhero films of all time. That it was that good. Now, I don't like kind of the direction Disney is going in. Right now, I don't like a lot of the things that they're making. But I decided, let's watch, Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness, and I've criticized, kind of, poked fun a little at the MCU because the MCU. The MCU's way of how they do movies, where they're all in on a joke, where they're joking around all the time. It's I like it, but they do it so much where it kind of annoying that every time there has to be a joke about something, every time every movie, the characters are into how silly it is. I personally like, my superhero movies or superhero TV shows to be taken seriously. I like them, even in, a world with magic and all that. I want them to take it as if it's serious. But so, I decided, I want to watch Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and I really loved it. I really loved it. It's already easily one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. So, I want to talk about, a few things that, I liked. And honestly, there was probably one thing I very much disliked. So, one, there's a lot of blood and gore in this, and I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, like, I felt like this movie went the route of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and which I do want to talk about in a video. I might make a video like later on. I don't know when. I might make a video later on talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League and just why I love that movie. That movie's great. But getting back to Doctor Strange, I love that this movie went full on to the blood and gore. Like there was a lot of blood. There was a lot of excuse me. But there was a lot of blood. There was a lot of gore, and it didn't shy away from see the brutal kills that were made in this movie, and I love that. Like Marvel hasn't really hidden it, but I feel like they have very much played more on the safe side with it rather than showing the full, and really just superhero movies in general, like movies, TV shows. They tone down. They don't really show a lot of blood and gore. At most, they have the superhero has like a few bits of blood on their face after like a big fight and all that. But this, like, I love the blood and gore in this, especially when, and the scene I definitely want to talk about is Scarlet Witch versus the Illuminati, which honestly, I love that when the Illuminati are introduced, the movie makes this whole big deal about how, they are super powerful. The Illuminati are so powerful that you don't even want to mess with them. You think, this one dude, I forgot his name. Like, I just saw this movie and I forgot his name. That's probably shows us how little the Illuminati like was to me because how fast they were taken out. But it's like he could take you out with a whisper. He could whisper your name and he kills you instantly. And you have the female version of Captain America. You have like Mr. Fantastic. You have like Captain Marvel, and you have Charles Xavier from the X-Men. And I like that, Patrick Stewart, he's actually playing Charles Xavier in this movie, and that's great. That's just great. I feel like, now Disney's going very much with, the cameos, making everything about cameos, ever since No Way Home. But, just like with No Way Home, this cameo from Patrick Stewart was just so great. I think it was great. But just the Illuminati is kind of made, when you first see them, they are these super powerful beings. They are so dangerous. They, right before, we see a scene of, they took out Thanos. Thanos is laying down with something stabbed in him. I don't know what. I didn't get a good look at it. But, Thanos is dead. And then, we see the Doctor Strange of their universe literally disintegrate because of the dude speaking to him. And then, Wanda attacks, the Scarlet Witch attacks them. and they get taken out in like 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, they are all killed. And I thought it was so funny. I thought it was so funny. I was just like, yes, that's how you show a incredible villain. That's how you show a credible villain, incredible, and show a dangerous villain. I think the Scarlet Witch is probably one of my favorite MCU villains now. But behind Thanos, like I don't know if anyone's going to beat Thanos, because I think Thanos was a fantastic villain. But Scarlet Witch is definitely up there. She's definitely my number 2 favorite MCU villain. Like she was amazing in this film. And, I loved Wanda's kind of like personal journey throughout the movie. Like where, she just wants to see her kids from WandaVision, which I didn't see WandaVision. Like, I haven't seen it yet. But I did like that, I didn't really need to watch WandaVision to understand, Wanda's entire reasoning for doing what she did. I didn't need to see WandaVision. I was like, okay, she had kids in that movie. She wants to see her kids again, and she will go to any length. All right, that's a good enough, starting point. And everything else she does, like she was the perfect villain in this movie. And like now, I just loved every scene with Scarlet Witch. The fight scenes I liked. Like I wouldn't say they were bad. I will say, however, I do wish there was kind of more fight scene. But I wish there was more fight scenes between Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch. Like, I honestly feel like I feel like most of the scenes were them running away from Scarlet Witch, which, I mean, it showed just how much of a threat she was. Because, the Illuminati couldn't take her out. Nobody, Doctor Strange and everyone at, I don't know how to pronounce it, but at, the fortress at the beginning of the movie, they were all taken out. And, Wong is, beaten up and, captured by Wanda. So, it really shows, Wanda is a serious threat. But, I would have liked, some, more fights between Doctor Strange and Wanda where Doctor Strange didn't have to win all the time. Well, he didn't. You could have it where he lost every fight between her, but have it to where there was kind of just more fights rather than Doctor Strange always running all the time. But the fight scenes, they weren't bad. There was one scene where they had basically a music battle. Like it was Doctor Strange versus another universe's Doctor Strange, and it was like a music battle where they used magic. Like they used magic, turned the magic turn music notes into weapons basically, and that was awesome. And the ending of the movie wasn't bad. Like I think it was cool. He steps out and he steps out, everything's fine. And he starts screaming, and then all of a sudden the eye pops up. That the eye on the forehead, third eye. That's just awesome. Now I will say, one of my biggest issues with this movie came at the final ending. The final fight against Scarlet Witch. And because, so one of the characters in this movie is named America. And, honestly, I'm just going to call her America because I'm not going to keep saying America. But, so one of the characters is, America. And she's basically the MacGuffin of this movie. Everything basically relies on her. Everything happens because of her. Because, she can jump from universe to universe at will. And, throughout the entire movie, she doesn't know what, she can't control it. She can't, do anything. And then she literally gets the Ray treatment from Force Awakens, where, she hears the word the Force. And then all of a sudden she wins. That's basically what happens. Doctor Strange is believe in yourself. And then, she does. And then she can stand toe to toe with the Scarlet Witch. And, she's punching her. And I hated that. I saw that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Everybody else in this movie, even Doctor Strange himself, who went up against Thanos, couldn't even last a second against Scarlet Witch. Literally, the entire Illuminati got destroyed by the Scarlet Witch. But you're telling me this bitch who literally didn't anything. Now, she can stand up against Scarlet Witch and, get some hits on her because, she believes in herself. Like, I hated that. I hated that so much. And, the quote-unquote death scene of Scarlet Witch, because I don't know if she's dead. She might come back. Where, like, she crushes the, like, temple that she's in, like, on top of her and all that. I felt like that was kind of dumb. I felt like that was very much just, hey, we need to kind of redeem her at the end. Dude, dude, you had there was a zombie Doctor Strange. I wanted that zombie Doctor Strange fighting against Scarlet Witch and a full-on battle where Doctor Strange, like, wins in the end and, like, Scarlet Witch is defeated literally by Doctor Strange overpowering her. That's what I wanted. And the thing is, you could even have it be where it's like luck, where, like, Doctor Strange wins just out of luck. Like, I don't know, but that really annoyed me because I'm like, really, America didn't do a thing, and then at the very end, she gets the Ray treatment of, hey, believe in yourself. Okay, I will, and then now I can stand up against Scarlet Witch, which every other character in this movie has been killed. And, like, hasn't even been able to, like, hit her once. It's just that was frustrating. But either way, I loved this movie so much. It was fantastic. Easily one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. And honestly, my only problem with it was really that ending. That ending and, the America character anyway. I didn't like America. She was kind of boring. She wasn't interesting at all. I honestly wouldn't have minded if they got rid of her and, they just focused on Doctor Strange and Christine throughout the entire movie, which they did. And, it was a sweet relationship between, Doctor Strange and, like, Christine and, them building their relationship, him, seeing another universe's Christine and, building the relationship with her. Either, other than that, other than America and, that entire ending fight scene against America and Scarlet Witch, I thought this movie was fantastic. I would personally give it a 9 out of 10. Again, 9 out of 10 because that ending fight scene, it really bugged me. It really did bug me. Either way, I love this movie so much. And, like, I know, I think it's been like a year or, like, it's been a few months since the movie came out. So, I am a little bit late on watching it. But, that's how I am with everything. Like, I'm not going to watch everything right away. I will get to it eventually and all that. But either way, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was fantastic. 9 out of 10. Strongly recommend. Man, this movie was so good.